Welcome, everyone, to Lubbock, Texas. Time for Hobbs Eagle basketball. Live on the radio at Cool 95.7 on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you tonight. And Evie Stuber back at the station as your Hobbs Eagles are taking on Trinity Christian, a team out of Lubbock, private school out of the TAPS division here in the state of Texas. Of course, the Eagles coming off a very close win last week, a week from today, 77-74 over Centennial at Task Arena. It was a game that could have been won by the Centennial Hawks, but big-time sophomore shooter Braylon Vega hitting that three-pointer with 12 seconds left, getting the three-point win on the victory there. The Hobbs Eagles just kind of ducked and got the heck out of there at the last second to get the W, and that's why they're 3-2 on the season. Yeah, and you're right about that. Got a big win, and they're hoping for another one. This is a very good team, Lubbock Trinity, and they're always bringing their A game. Watch them a little bit from their tape from Canyon. They destroyed Canyon pretty much, as we know that Hobbs had some struggles with Canyon, lost that game. But I think, if Hobbs can come in here and employ what they've learned over that tournament, I think they can do a whole lot better than they have been in the past. Well, big scoring for Abraham Pena last Tuesday night. He had 32 points. Was also 8 of 10 from the free throw line at 80%. Definitely a big part of the scoring opportunities for the Hobbs Eagles. Again, Braylon Vega, second leading scorer with 13 points. Other than that, though, not a lot of production offensively for the starters in that game. Jairus Turbiatis, though, some big-time numbers for him. 7 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 steals. The good thing about Turbiatis is, Ron, is that he moves around as a big kid. He's not standing in one spot, just relying on his height to get up and down, but he's moving laterally, too, and he also plays some defense and gets those steals. Yeah, he is getting more and more towards getting near the ball or being around the ball when he needs to be, and that is definitely a plus. He's getting a little bit faster, too. Notice that as well. So, yeah, his speed, his contact is very good eye coordination, and he is definitely doing a whole lot better in these recent games. Of course, the Eagles actually out-rebounded Centennial in that game as well. Definitely taking care of business there. A couple of guys getting involved. We mentioned Jairus Turbiatis, but Malachi David, another one. They got Parker Henderson finally back, although in limited time in that game. He did get 4 rebounds while he was on the court, so good to see some more size out there. So Hobbs really kind of moving with 3 post players, Ron, and that's a little dimension we haven't had a lot of over the years with the programs at Hobbs. But when you have 3 of them on the court, and some of them are kind of young, except for Turbiatis, a junior, but that's going to be some good extra paint work for the Eagles offense. Yeah, and that's what they need to. They need to get more into the paint. The only problem is with this Lions team, they tend to swarm the paint area where they're just taking those passes away. Hobbs needs to limit their passes, be able to work the perimeter as well as get some drives into the paint to be able to either draw some fouls or get some nice shots, either way, or both at sometimes. But they need to challenge this defense if they're going to get anything. They cannot rely on the passes. They live on those passes, the Lions do, and they eat them up and they take them back for quick turnaround points. Of course, the Eagles had to have a lot of runs against Centennial. They were down 11 in the first quarter, went on a 17-7 run near the end of the first to get the 1-point deficit at the end of one, 20-19. Had another 12-2 run in the second quarter, giving them a 7-point lead at the half. There were 6 lead changes in the fourth quarter, though, as this thing went down to the wire, and it was getting kind of close. Looked like Centennial was going to squeak out the win, but of course that big sophomore again, Vega, hit the shot that got the Eagles in the books. Hobbs 60% from the free throw line, but they got what they needed to get the win in that one. Now, top scorer this season, of course, Abraham Pena leading with 15.2 points a game. He's also leader in assists at 2.6. We saw that with Michael Mackey last year, too. He was a top scorer, but he also dishes the ball off when need be, so it's good to see that. Not just a ball hog out there, although they might be the top scorer. Still, they're dishing it off to their teammates. Braylon Vega, we just mentioned him being the youngster shooting from the outside. He's second on the team now at 11.2 a contest. Definitely a good shooter from the outside and getting the Eagles some opportunities to get back in games when they are trailing. So those two guys fighting for about 26 points a contest. After that, Jairus Turbiatis, he's got 7 points a game, but more importantly, leader in rebounds at 6.8 a contest. Also leader in steals now at 2.4. We're talking a post player taking care of business on the D side, which is always great to see. Exactly. So those are your top performers at this point. One guy that you think is going to start seeing some major numbers eventually is Brian Acosta. He's still a starter on the squad, not doing big damage offensively in terms of points, but he does like to put on some screens for guys, and he also likes to assist. In fact, he's tied with Abraham Pena for 2.6 assists a game. I want to start seeing him score, but he's doing the other incidental fundamentals that help out on your offense?
Right. Well, the thing is this. You assist enough times that you open yourself up. People expect you to assist, so they're expecting you to throw that pass. When you make that score, it throws the defense off. So I kind of like that strategy. Hopefully it'll work with them as far as Trinity, because they're going to definitely be watching those passes as well as those shots.
Now this Trinity Christian team, last year the state champions in the TAPS division. That's the private schools in Texas. Right now they are 12-4 on the season. They do return a kid that's one of their top scorers from last year, Brady Watson, averaging 13 points last year, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks. So his offensive numbers in terms of the scoring ain't the best in the world, but he adds a lot of different stats categories into his name. So he definitely could take care of business. They were 29-7 last year and 11-1 in their district. Now, of course, the Eagles did play them at Tasker Arena. That was back in January last year.
Right.
Pretty close game throughout. Hobbs losing by 11, 63-52. Michael Mackey finished with 14, but Caleb Lehman came off the bench and had 5 3-pointers in that game. Kind of a spotty time player last year, so that was a game he just stepped up and did something big on. But the Eagles kept pretty close throughout the game, hit 10 3-pointers and still lost the ball game. Unbelievable.
Well, that was mainly because they went 4 from 13 from the line. You can't do that. They did that before in another game, won it. But, you definitely need to get better on the line if you want to get some charity points.
Brady Watson did play against the Eagles last year, 13 points and 5 rebounds, but they lost a graduating senior, Kieran Elliott, who had 32 points and 15 rebounds. We're going to take a quick break with the prayer going on here at Trinity Christian. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Welcome back here to Lubbock, Texas. Your Hobbs Eagles on the road taking on Trinity Christian. And we mentioned right before the break, Brady Watson returns for Lubbock Trinity with 13 points a game last year. He's their leading scorer. Now they just turned the lights off here in the arena. Take a little bit of second to get everything retracked here on our books and paperwork. 29-7 team, this squad is Trinity Christian, so they're definitely a very big force in the TAPS division, private schools here in the state of Texas. And again, they're a perennial playoff team and one of the best private schools in the state. Again, we mentioned, too, that the Hobbs Eagles lost an 11-point game last year. That was at Tasker Arena. But they lose their big scorer for that Trinity Christian squad, Kieran. Excuse me, I can't see our numbers again. Boy, the lights are out here at the arena. Sorry about that. Kieran Elliott, excuse me. He had 32 points and 15 rebounds last year in that win at Tasker Arena. He's playing for West Texas A&M this year. He had over 2,000 points last year, or in 2 seasons, and 1,000 rebounds plus. So definitely a guy the Eagles don't have to worry about in this one, but they're going to have to watch out for Brady Watson again. He is definitely a scorer to be reckoned with. They've had one common opponent, Ron. This Canyon team that the Eagles played back at the Gene Messer tournament in Friendship, Texas. Hobbs got beat 60-37 to that squad by 23. But this Trinity Christian team beat Canyon earlier this season back on December 5th, 54-39 by 15 points. So that tells you a little bit. If you look on paper, that's a big advantage for Trinity Christian on that win.
Yeah, Trinity Christian had 75% on their free throws. They did really well. You expected them to do that again. So again, you know, you're going to have the Hobbs Eagles being able to hit their free throws as well as being able to get some great shots, rebounds as well. They need to clean the glass, be able to get out in front of this Trinity team, and definitely make sure that they don't overpass too much. This Trinity team survives on those passes that are bad passes. They go ahead and get a fast break back, and before you know it, they're over on the other end of the court trying to get some points on.
Like to see the consistency that we had last year on the three-point shot against Lubbock Trinity. We hit those 10 at home court, of course. 43% from three-point range. Eagles getting close to 50% from the far out, so hopefully that could get returned here in Lubbock. And they also caused 14 turnovers in that game, only 8 for the Hobbs Eagles at home, but still, Trinity got the win by 11, 63-52. Whole new season now, 12-4 Trinity, and your Hobbs Eagles at 3-2, like to make it 4-2 as we get going here. Hobbs shooting 37% from three-point range, 64% from the free throw line. Ready for the jump here, Trinity wearing white home uniforms, Hobbs in the black. They tip into the front court for the Eagles. They'll get it started as Abraham Pena receives it from Turbiatis. And we're underway here in the Hub City. Taking his time to set up the offense. Eagles get some rotation on the wings. Pena just keeps the dribble alive. Sends it down the middle of the lane. Overthrows Turbiatis, who kind of ducked down to get posted up and overthrows him over his head to the baseline. Eagles already with their first turnover on their first possession. Starters, Jet McClaslin, Brady Watson, Jack Robinson, Keller Partain, and Jake Nicholson for the Trinity Christian Lions. Coming down the lane is McCaslin. He gets run on the back by Beatty for the Eagles. Starters, Braylon Vega, Abraham Pena, Braddock Beatty, Brian Acosta, and Jairus Turbiatis. So the foul's going to be on Beatty, his first team foul.
Yeah, came in a little hot. Wasn't able to hit the brace in time.
The inbound to the right corner, in the hands of Nicholson. Gets it down to the right block to Partain. Pivots and kicks out left corner to McCaslin for three, and that nails it right through the hole. Boy, this PA system is blowing our ears out even with the headsets on here. We had the lights out, screaming PA man. It's going to be a tough one. Eagles get in the front court, a pass to Acosta back deep to the timeline as Beatty will hold on to it, spins as he takes on the defense of McCaslin. Stays well outside the perimeter, uses up his dribble. McCaslin bumps him, no call. Ball gets thrown towards the sideline right, and it goes over the top of the Trinity bench. Actually, I think Jairus Turbiatis tried to save it first, and he almost had to hurdle about three managers on the end of the bench there. Already 2 turnovers for the Eagles on their first 2 possessions, 3-0. Lions in the lead here. Coming across the timeline is Brady Watson as he is guarded by Vega. Unloads to the left wing to McCaslin, bounce it down low, left block to Robinson, spinning in the lane, and he gets called for a push-off as he hooked his defender that time, Beatty. So the call against Robinson, his first personal, first team foul against the Lions, and their first turnover as well. Eagles have to face some pressure, a 1-2-1-1 full court press here. Inbound to Beatty, deep right corner. Turns and fires the helicopter shot over to the near sideline to Pena. He gets double teamed, beats them both across the timeline. To the far right side in front of the bench of the Lions. Pop a shot from the right elbow off the back of the rim, no good. Loose in the lane, a scramble for it. Coming up with it on the free throw line for the Lions is Jake Nicholson. Throws it ahead to a breaking Robinson, tries a crossover move down the right side of the lane. Beatty steps up on D along with Vega, and they call Beatty for a second personal already, Ron.
And that is not good. Beatty was supposed to be one of our guys that we could rely on. Right now with 2 fouls, you know he's going to be out for a little while before he gets back in.
Checking in for the Eagles, Nick Pena seeing his first action the first quarter. The inbound to the free throw line to Watson. Drives the right side of the lane, reverse slab, going up strong. Kind of bounced the hip into Turbiatis, but lays it in. Watson has his first bucket, 5-0, Lubbock Trinity. Pass to the timeline, brought across by Pena. In front of the Lions bench, right wing, front court against the 2-3 zone. Actually, 3-2 zone now. Backing it out to the timeline left. In front of the announcer's booth there, sliding right with the dribble. Probably affecting the internet a lot more than it is the radio at this point. Eagles trying to beat the press with a couple of passes. A bad tip of the ball at the half court, stolen away by Watson. That's a third turnover. He's going to take a shot from the left wing off the back of the rim. No good on the 3. Rebound for Nick Pena. throwing the elbow a little bit to get the defender away from him. Pena's going to set it up in the timeline area and able to get off to Pena. Spot shot from the top of the arc, off the back of the rim. Eagles can't get a drop, and Brady Watson with the rebound for the Lions. One and done on 3 separate offensive sets for the Eagles. Pass up ahead to McCaslin. Reverse layup on the left side of the glass, no good, but tip back up and in over the right rim by Kelly Partain. His first bucket and rebound, and we got a Hobbs Eagle timeout. So Lubbock Trinity up quickly here in the first quarter, 7-0 with 5:12 remaining. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Give us coming back to us, Dave. We're back. Why they took such a short time there. Back live after an Eagles timeout. Vega trying to fire up a 3 from the left corner off the front of the rim. Another rebound for the Lions. Nicholson throws into the front court. Stop and go for McCaslin in the right wing. Dumping it down to the right block to Nicholson. Turns and fires a quick J, no good. Gets his own rebound. His third of the game, outlet to the left wing, and a 3 on the way for Brady Watson, and good. Second tray for Lubbock Trinity. They lead 10-0 here in the first quarter, 4:38 remaining. And a turnover on the inbounds. The Hobbs Eagles get a deflection on the basketball, and it's going to be Lubbock Trinity's ball underneath their hoop now on the left side of the glass. They lead 10-0. 4:36 remaining in the first. Hobbs against the Trinity Lions. Inbound to the top of the arc. To Partain, spins, gives it off to Watson, fade away from the left block, rolls off the back of the rim, no good. Turbiatis pulls it down for the Eagles, just their second rebound in this ball game, compared to 6 for Lubbock Trinity. Del Costa in the front court, handing off near the timeline to Jordan Caceres, who checked in during the break. He'll take the dribble right on the zigzag, hand it off to Pena. Jab step, screen from Turbiatis on the right perimeter, drives the right lane on the hippity hop, scoop shot high in the air. It's an air ball though. Rebound on the run for the Lions by Robinson. Goes into the front court, 3 on the way from the left side perimeter by Partain off the iron. Long rebound for the Hobbs Eagles. Pena in transition. Goes to the rack, left block. It's bodied up as he tries to lean to the hoop. And the big man puts a hip on him. That's Keller Partain for his first personal, second team foul. Ball did not hit the rim, but it'll be 2 free throws for the Eagles.
Yeah, that'll be the first time on the charity stripe. They need something to get into this game. So far have not been able to drop a single point. Maybe they can do so on the charity line and get this thing started.
Eagles come into this contest on the free throw line at 64%. First shot for Pena, rolls in and out, no good. Pena coming into the game on the free throw stripe himself, as he was shooting so far this season at 75%. 0 for 1 there on the first one. He'll get one more to try to get on the scoreboard. Second shot is up and good. 1 for 2 on the line. 10-1 your score in favor of Lubbock Trinity. 3:50 left here in the first. Slowing it up in the backcourt now with the dribble. Robinson goes one-on-one against the defensive Josiah Clay. On the left wing, top of the arc, hippity hop, backs it out, dumps it down the paint, and they give it back up top again as Jack Robinson comes down the lane, sends it down to the right block, and Eli Reeves gets the 2 points underneath. It's now 12-1. Point blank range near the hoop. Pass over to the far sideline for the Eagles. To Pena, finds Turbiatis on the right wing with a spin move. Spins right, left, lost the ball in the paint, and it's taken away for the defense. The Lions by Eli Reeves, sends it ahead to a breaking Watson. Misses a lefty layup, but tipped back up and in by Keller Partain for his second bucket and second rebound. It's now 14-1. Eagles in the front court. Pena with a double clutch from the right wing. He gets fouled. Boy, they're yelling at him on the sideline there for this Lubbock Trinity squad. You're going to be careful not to get a tech. Coaching staff kind of screaming at the official that time. Pena got fouled as they'll charge this one to Robinson, his second personal, third team foul.
But more importantly, he was on the 3, so it's a 3-shot foul.
First one is up and good. Pena now 2 for 3 from the charity stripe, has both of the Eagles' points, both coming at free throws. And Coach Reeves and Ross will be going to the bench and bring in Vega back in just a second. Second shot for Pena is up and good. He's got 3 points now as Vega returns for Caceres. 3:06 left first quarter. Hobbs down 14-3 here in Lubbock. To the Trinity Christian Lions, the defending state champs in the TAPS division, the private schools. Third shot is up, and it is good as well for Pena. He's made his last 4 for 5 from the line as all 4 of the points for the Eagles. Acosta will take a seat now for Hobbs. So Clay still's on the court, and now checking in for the Eagles as well is Javen Hernandez, the sophomore. In the backcourt, stop-and-go dribble coming across the timeline by McClaslin. Hands it off to Watson, top of the circle. Sends it to the right wing, back it up with the dribble to the half-court line. Mason Robertson down to the left corner to Partey, to the left wing, driving the lane. McCaslin underneath the hoop. Bounce pass to the right corner. A lot of ball movement now to Reeves. Up top to the free throw line, driving the lane. Watson leads and shoots, rolls off the front of the rim, no good. And rebound in transition for the Eagles. As heading up the court for Hobbs is Josiah Clay. Tries to drive the left baseline and gets pushed in the back as he'll get the foul against the Lions. And I believe that might have been against Jack Robinson again.
I think it's Mason Robertson.
Wait to see. They do change that up. That's going to be Robertson's first 14th foul already against the Lions. Eagle basketball left to their rim, underneath the hoop. Inbound to the left corner, Abraham Pena fakes a 3, drives to 18, throws up a J. It's off the side of the iron, no good. Long rebound for Lubbock Trinity in action now. Reeves to throw it across the timeline to the right wing to Partey. Back deep to the timeline to McCaslin. As coming out to defend him is Josiah Clay. Unloads the pass to the right side to Watson. Cross court left to Partey. Hand off behind left side to McCaslin on the perimeter. Wrap around down to the left block to Partey. Cross court right and a 3 on the way. From the right corner, Roberson off the rim, no good. Rolls out to the far right sideline, out of bounds. Coach Ross is having an issue with the official. He says it was touched by a Hobbs Eagle defender. Hobbs fans right behind us not liking the call either. Going to be Lions basketball on that left sideline. Right in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Inbounding is McCaslin. Throws it back to the timeline to Watson, guarded by Hernandez. Unloads to the right wing to Roberson. To backdoor cut, and the pass on the left side of the glass. Missed by Reeves on the tip shot. Turbiatis pulls it down for his second rebound. Into the front court on the left wing to Clay. Stop and go dribble. Trying to get some offense going to the free throw line. Spins, looks for help. Finds Hernandez in the right corner. Drives right baseline. Backdoor to Turbiatis off the pass and lays it in for 2 with 2 hands. His first bucket. 14-6. Eagles starting to chip away at the lead. Down by 8. Into the front court comes McCaslin. Goes backdoor to Watson. High arching layup on the right side of the glass, and he puts it through. He's got 7. 16-6. The biggest lead is 10 for the Lions. Clay in the front court. Underhands it back deep to Vega. To the right wing to Pena. Stop and go dribble. He backs it out in front of the Lions bench on the right sideline. Clock down to 1. 10 remaining. The Eagles trail by 10. Gets a screen from Turbiatis. Doesn't use it. Double team against Pena. Underhands it up top to Clay. Down the lane. 1 and up. Tries a hook shot. Is rejected. Late whistle by the official. And they're going to call that foul against Keller Partey. His second 15th foul. You can tell they're not happy campers right now as a coach, Spencer Sutton, has been arguing about the last 3 fouls against his squad. That'll send Clay to the line to shoot. His first attempts in the game. He is at 50% this season, 3 of 6 from the charity stripe. First shot is up and good. Hobbs now has a total of 7 free throw opportunities. They made 6 of them so far, so getting a lot of good calls there for them to add some points to the scoreboard. They trail 16-7.
Yeah, something we talked about, even though they need more than free throws at this point, but it is helping that they're getting back into the game any way they can.
Clay's second shot is up and good. He made both of them, and now 16-8. As Lubbock Trinity doubling the Eagles. In the front court, pass to Robertson, goes left baseline, tries to stop and shoot, putting on the brakes. They call the push foul on the Eagles against Nick Pena. His first, second team foul, making the third team foul. 2 on Beatty, 1 on Pena, and that will send to the line Mason Robertson. First free throw attempt for the Lions in this contest. They lead by 8, 56 seconds left in the first. First free throw, a brick off the front of the rim for Mason Robertson. Already the Lions have had 3 scores in the game. The Eagles with 3 as well, but only 1 with the bucket. That's Turbiatis. Second shot's a swish for Robertson. 1 of 2 on the line. 17-8. Eagles down by 9. Payne will have some breathing room now as he dribbles up to the midcourt after the inbound. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Dribbling through his legs, still stays in the half stripe. Comes around the left wing. loses it off his knee momentarily. Up top to Turbiatis. He spins the lane. A leader shot towards the rim, no good. Battle for the boards, and it's pulled down on the left baseline by Harrison Jones. He gets shoved from behind, and the Lions fans are not happy, screaming at the officials. Thought they should have blown the whistle a little bit quicker that time, but the foul called nonetheless against Josiah Clay, his first 14th foul. Clock stopped at 34 seconds left, opening quarter, 17-8, Trinity lead. The inbound comes into McCaslin, taking his time against Pena. Through the time stripe with a crossover move, now in the front court, going through his legs as well. Pena got a hand on the ball, picks it back up, does McCaslin, drives baseline, fadeaway jumper from 10 feet, no good. Pulled down on the right baseline by Hernandez, getting his first rebound. Outlet to the timeline to Josiah Clay. Now in the front court. He's going to back it out with 10 seconds. Through his legs, crossover, lefty layup, attempt. He tries to go up with that, and they're going to call the jump ball. Is holding on very low with him that time. Brady Watson from the left block ties him up and gets the arrow going towards the Lions' direction. That will be a turnover for the Eagles, number 5. Clock will stop at 7.6.
Going to leave a quick shot, but yeah, that was a nice defense, unfortunately, against the Hobbs Eagles.
Down to 6 seconds on the near sideline. And a foul going to be called on the Eagles for a block on the near right side. As trying to get stepping up was Josiah Clay. And then he got shoved backward by Brady Watson. But that was secondary to the first foul against Clay. His second 15th foul. So one team in the 5th, and actually both teams are 5 apiece. Double bonus the rest of this quarter. Only 5.3 seconds left, though. First shot is up and good. Counted for Watson. He's got 8 points to lead the Lions. Top scorer for the Eagles so far, Pena with 4 free throws and 4 points. Pena returns for Clay on the court for the Eagles. And a second shot now for Watson. He's perfect 2 for 2. Lions are now 3 of 4 from the line as a team. 19-8, the biggest lead is 11 for Lubbock Trinity. In the front court, Pena, stop and go. 1 second shot, three-pointer, NBA distance on the right side. It comes short. But at the end of one, Lubbock Trinity leads this one 19-8 over your Hobbs Eagles. We'll take a 60-second break and come back with more Hobbs Eagle action on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube, Cool 95.7 on the internet, and on the radio at Cool 95.7. We head to the second quarter here in Lubbock, Texas. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner with you. Evie Stuber back at the station. Your Hobbs Eagles trail Trinity Christian 19-8. Lubbock is led by Brady Watson's 9 points, 4 for Partain, 3 for McCaslin, 2 for Reeves, and 1 for Robertson. For your Hobbs Eagles, Pena with 4 free throws for 4. Josiah Clay 2, and the same for Turbiatis. Eagles are shooting 6 of 7 from the charity stripe. And for Lubbock Trinity, they are 3 of 4. The bad pass for the Eagles is deflected to the far right sideline to the Lions bench. Hobbs will get it back. Eagles have had 5 turnovers in the first quarter, 1 for Lubbock Trinity, and have been out-rebounded by the Lions 10-6. Eagles down by 11. Inbounding Pena goes high in the air towards the back of the rim. It's tipped up by Turbiatis, cannot get it to drop, and a rebound for Trinity in transition. That's Watson's second board. Goes into the front court, right corner Robinson, drives underneath the hoop to the left side corner, zings it up top to the hands of Partain. Touch pass to the right wing to Watson. Crossover, kicks it back deep to Robinson, swing it to the left side to Reeves. Cross court right to Watson, fakes a WNBA or NBA 3, finds his teammate on the right wing, that's Robinson. Stop and go, spin move against Pena. Good defense for Payne to keep him out of the paint. He passes and gets it back, does Robinson at the timeline. He's going to hold on to it for a second. He wants to clear out to the left, but not going to take the dribble there. Instead, passes off to Watson. Baseline left, double clutch going to the glass with it, and is fouled. He got squeezed between Hernandez and also for the Eagles, Beatty. You'll have to wait and see which one gets the foul on this one. A chance for a three-point play regardless of who the foul's going to be on. And they count the bucket for Watson. He leads both teams with 11. They call that on Hernandez. That's his second. And the free throw up and good for Watson. He's got 12 points. First team foul for the Eagles here in the second quarter. 7 minutes left second. It's 22-8. 14-point lead, the biggest for the Lions on their home court. Payton's going to spot up a three on the left wing. In and out. They just will not get that to stay down. Pulled down underneath the hoop by Partain. Lot of defensive rebounds for Lubbock Trinity. The pass is deflected in the lane, coming down, and coming up with it is Beatty. Sends it ahead to Vega with reverse layup with two hands over the back of his head. He puts it down for two. So Beatty getting ahead that time. The sophomore scoring for his first bucket. That was Lubbock Trinity's second turnover previous. 22-10, 12-point lead for the Lions. In the front court, a stop-and-go dribble for Robinson. His pass is deflected, but it's pulled down on the right wing by Watson. Back up top to Robinson. Jump stop at the free throw line. Passes it left and gets it back to Robinson coming down the right side of the lane. Dishes off to the right wing. Three on the way off the back foot by Partain. A long shot, no good off the rim. Pulled down by the Eagles in transition. Abraham Pena's second rebound. Stop and go. Down the middle of the lane. Fadeaway shot from the free throw line. Up and good. Great J for Pena. He's got 6, his first bucket. 22-12, back to a 10-point lead. And Hobbs trying to get back in this one, Ron.
Yeah, they are, and they're trying to do anything they can to get back into it.
Jack Robinson in the front court. Gives a handoff there to Partain. Returns to Robinson. And up behind him to Watson to the timeline. Turning out to stand with him. Big man is out there like a guard playing some D. Dish off right to Jones. Going to the rack. A reverse slap left. High ball, no good. Rebound by Vega. He's going to sit it ahead for the Eagles. Back door. And there is Beatty going high off the glass for 2 off the layup. Beatty now with 2 buckets in the second quarter for 4 points. That's going to cause Trinity and Coach Sutton to call a timeout. Eagles on the comeback. Yeah. We'll keep it right here with 5:30 left in the second. Hobbs up by 8, 22-14. Ron, talk about our sponsors for Hobbs Eagle basketball on the radio and the internet.
Indeed. We would like to thank the following: Lasco Construction, Forest Tire, TDS, Hobbs Express, Thriftway, Lee County State Bank, Elite Home Healthcare, NMR Pipeline, and First American Bank of Hobbs. Thanks every one of you for all of your support.
So Hobbs down by 8. Biggest deficit has been 14 here in the second quarter, but they're starting to move up ahead. And they've got a couple of deflected passes on defense and got the ball up the court in transition. That's the bread and butter of the Hobbs Eagles. Play tough D, and that'll get you some points in the transition game.
Exactly. They are heating up right now. That's the reason why the timeout is called. Otherwise, Hobbs has gotten red hot right now, and they need to continue doing so to get back in this game.
It will be Lions basketball as we come back. 22-14. They lead by 8. Won by 11 at Task Arena last year. The pass in the front court, right wing. Partain's three is out the front of the rim, no good. Rebound on the free throw line by Watson. Sends it left wing, driving the lane. Nicholson tries to go up strong with a finger roll over the front of the rim. Pena thought he tied it up in the air. The referee calls the reach foul on the arm as they'll charge that one to Pena. That'll be his second team foul here in the second quarter. That will be a 2-shot foul on the shot. Nicholson heads to the line. They're 4 for 5 from the charity stripe right now for 80%. First shot is up, and it is a brick off the back of the rim. And you hear some fans of the Hobbs Eagles, ball don't lie. That old cliche in hoops lore. One more attempt now for Nicholson, who's 0 for 1 on the line.
Yeah, it seems like the Lions shoot about 75% of the line, which is good, not great, but still better than most.
Second shot off the back of the rim as you say that. He missed both of them, and the Eagles pull down the rebound underneath. That's Beatty. Beatty has his first board. Sends it ahead to Pena down the front court. Over to Vega on the right wing, and from the Lions bench, back to the timeline to Pena. And we're off the air. Completely off.
Oh, it's a... Oh.
Welcome you back to Lubbock. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We are in a cinder block gym here in Trinity Christian, and lots of problems with signals getting through. Apologize for that. Turnover by Lubbock Trinity as they drove the lane. That's their third turnover. Hobbs trailing by 8, though, 22-14, 4:40 left, second quarter. Into the front court comes Pena off the dribble on the left wing. Stutter step, waiting for some help. Looks back at Coach Ross on the sideline to get the play call. He wants his perimeter guys to kind of spread out a little bit more. Pena will back it up and just keep the dribble back and forth, left to right with his hands right now at 4:25. Bounce pass to Beatty on the left wing, fakes an NBA 3, backs it out to the corner, baseline off the dribble, spins, looking for help, finds Pena in the left corner. He's thinking about a 3, decides against it, crossover move, stays outside the perimeter, then fires up the 3 anyway, nothing but net, raises the 3 fingers in the air as he goes back to the defense. That's his first tray of the game. He's got 9 points to lead the Eagles, down by 5. We're getting closer here in the second. In the front court, Nicholson gives it up top to the big kid Partain, over to the right wing to McCaslin. Cross court left to Robinson. Touch pass to the baseline to Watson. Turnout jumper off the glass and backboard, and the rim no good. Rebound for the Eagles, pulled down by Vega, his second. Sends it up to Pena. Pena down the lane right side. One hand hook shot off the side of the iron. It drops in for 2. He got lucky on that one, but it dropped with a shooter's touch. 11 for Pena. 3:30 left in the second. Just a 3-point lead, down by as many as 14 in this second quarter. In the front court, stop and go for Robinson. He wants to go to the free throw line. Puts it up top to Partain. Swing it left to McCaslin. Drive the baseline. Does have a double clutch off the rim. No good. Put back up by Partain. Misses it, but he tucks it in again for 2. Partain with 6 points and 4 rebounds. 24-19, a 5-point lead. Still on the inbound for Lubbock Trinity. And putting it up on the right block off the glass is McCaslin for his 5th point. That was the Eagles' 6th turnover. 26-19, back up by 7 for the Lions. Pena on the far right side gets a double team. Cross court left on the pass. It's stolen away from Vega. The Lions come away with it. 7th Eagle turnover. Pass down to McCaslin, right baseline. He tries to throw it down to the left block. It's rejected as Nicholson goes up, swatted by Beatty. Kick out right wing to Watson. He throws it down for 3. Watson now with 15 points to lead both teams. 29-19 your score with 2:35 left. Almost another steal on a long inbound pass to half court. Knocking it out for Lubbock Trinity was Watson. Hobbs fans are starting to get a little bit angry now as the Eagles are just kind of lollygagging. They're not coming back to the ball. The balls are sailing over people's heads.
Yeah, Hobbs needs to come back, win this as a team. Trinity does this always, separates the team and gets them to throw these erratic passes.
Inbound deep to Payne in the backcourt. Again, down by 10. They were just close to 3 here just seconds ago. 2:25 left in the half. In the front court is Pena. Stutter step, dribbling through his legs. Crossover moves. NBA, he's going to shoot the NBA distance 3 off the back of the rim. And a rebound at the free throw line for the Lions in the hands of Robinson. He throws it up ahead to McCaslin. Tries a double clutch on the left side. Turbiatis takes his head and back off that time. Slams down on top of him on the guard and gets the foul. Ball is shot up behind the rim, or behind the backboard, as they'll call the one on Turbiatis. That will be his first, 3rd team foul against the Eagles here in the second quarter. A 3-0 foul count right now, which will put McCaslin on the line. He's yet to shoot a free throw.
Yeah, we're not concerned about that as much as we are just trying to get back under control for the offense and the defense. Lions right now have roared back in after they were close to getting losing the lead.
They're 4 of 7 from the line. Make the free throw there for Watson. Correction, McCaslin. He's got 6 points, now 5 of 8 from the charity stripe as a team. Nick Pena returns for Abraham Pena. Getting a nice breath there as he's been really going hardcore about both directions, offense and defense for the Eagles. One more shot from McCaslin. Lions have 5 scores right now. The Eagles 3. Second shot's up and good. Made both of them. Has 7 points. He'll take a seat. And 7 for Trinity. It's Mason Robertson. Hobbs going to face the 1-2-1-1 full court trap. Pressure here. Beatty on the right baseline. Looking for help. Runs the baseline. Gets it into Vega. Left corner to half court to Penny to bring it across. Sends it down to the right wing to Acosta. Alley-oop backdoor to Turbiatis. Double clutch no good. Loose in the paint. Body's diving for it. Acosta comes up with it, and they call the jump ball. Smartly, Pena was trying to call a timeout, but Acosta, flat on his back, got tied up on the floor, and Pena tried to step in to get the timeout. One of the refs didn't see it, so they will call the jump. So Acosta will get the rebound on that one. Jump ball will go towards the Lions. We won't call that a turnover because it was pretty good jump on the ball as soon as Acosta hit the floor with that one. 31-19, though, a 12-point Lions lead with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Taking his time with the dribble in the backcourt is Robinson as he takes on Beatty in the front court now. Slings it to the top of the arc to Watson, guarded closely by Pena. Pass to the left wing. 3 on the way for McCaslin, long distance off the back of the iron. Pena comes down with it on the left perimeter, and he gets shoved in the back. A couple of guys on top of him that time. They're going to charge the foul to Mason Robertson, his second. First team foul here in the second quarter for the Lions. And now the Eagles basketball. Beatty has it on the far side. Throws it up court to Turbiatis left wing, behind him to Vega left side as well. Gets a screen from Turbiatis. Give and go, back to Turbiatis, down the lane. Comes down with a finger over the front of the rim. They're going to say he ran over his defender, flattened him out that time on the left block. That was Jack Robinson. So a foul on Turbiatis, his second. That will be the 14th foul against the Eagles. 1 away from the double bonus for the Lions. 1:33 left in the half. 31-19. Boy, a 3-point margin at one point here in the second run. It's ballooned back to 12.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what happens sometimes when you get big runs. Hobbs came back strong, but Trinity, the Lions, they just roared back, was able to get a lot of sway and be able to control this tempo.
Of course, we saw a lot of runs at the Eagles last Tuesday against Centennial, coming back to win that one by 3. That big shot for Vega. 1:25 left in the half. In the front court, the pass up top to Watson. Sends it right side to McCaslin. Drives baseline. Good D by Turbiantes. Returns to the right wing to Watson. To the timeline to Robertson. Nick Pena steps out on him and kicks it back deep to the far left wing to Robinson. Back door to the left block to Partain. Goes high with the double clutch. Runs over his defender Acosta, and they call the block foul. Hobbs Eagle fans on their feet right now. Want some consistency on the call as they call that against the Eagles underneath. They're going to call that on Vega. So Vega's going to pick up his first 15 foul. So that means double bonus for the Lions the rest of the half with 1:09 remaining, and that will send Partain to the line. He's yet to shoot a free throw. First shot's up and good. Partain with 7 points.
Yeah, you definitely want to get Trinity to not be on the line. They are very good, like I said, about 75% at very best.
Right now, they're 7 of 10 for 70%. Pretty close to that. Partain misses the second. High sky rebound for Nick Pena underneath the hoop as he pulls down his third board of the game. 1:03 remaining in the first half, 32-19. Lubbock Trinity leading the Eagles. Screen for Turbiantes, top of the circle. Abraham Pena uses it on the left wing. Stop and go, gets bodied up. Tries to drive the lane, gets kind of fumbled down to the floor there, and they're going to call the body foul behind by Jet McClaslin. That's his first, second team foul against the Lions. Nick Pena to inbound near left sideline with 53 left in the half. Inbound back deep to Pena, still left. Costa sets the screen for him on the left wing. Pena with the crossover move, still outside the center, or the perimeter. Up top to Acosta, shoves off his defender with his arm, and they get the foul on that one as McCaslin gets knocked backward. I think Acosta lost his balance, was trying to get it back, and has kind of extended his arm out there. Didn't realize he was going to make contact on that one.
Right, sometimes you got to do what you can, and unfortunately, yeah, he got called for that one.
Yeah, he did what he can't do on the court.
Right.
He got the foul.
Shouldn't do, right.
8th turnover for the Eagles, 32-19. Lions have it in the front court. Dribbling behind his back, Robinson. Unloads left wing to McCaslin. NBA 3 off the back of the rim. Pulled down on the right block by Watson. His fourth rebound. Semi-hook, no good off the back of the rim. Acosta comes down with it. He gets tied up quickly and the jump ball. Seems like every time Acosta touches it, a big magnet from the opposing team just swarming on top of him. This time the arrow for the Eagles. That's Acosta's second rebound of the game. Eagles have 21 seconds now to try to get some points back up here on the board. 32-19 in favor of Trinity Christian. Inbounding on the left baseline is Pena. The 1-2-1-1 trap going on. Inbound to Acosta left wing. He's going to dribble with 18 seconds. Passes off to Pena behind him. He'll come across the timeline. Fakes the handoff to Pena. Right, then hands it to him left side near. In front of the scorer's table. I'll make it the radio announcer's table here. Pena dribbling to the timeline with 5 seconds. 4, 3, guarded by McCaslin. Double team. Pass it to Turbiantes, top of the arc at the buzzer. And unfortunately throws up an air ball to end the first half of action. So your Hobbs Eagles trailing by double digits at the end of 2. 32-19 to Trinity Christian here in Lubbock, Texas. We'll take a 3-minute break, get you caught up on all the stats, and look forward to the second half of action. You're listening live to Hobbs Eagle Hoops on Cool 95.7 on the radio, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page on the internet. Welcome back to halftime here at the Hub City, Lubbock, Texas. Ty Fred, Ron Gunner with you here with the Hobbs Eagles. Evie Stuber back at the station. Lubbock Trinity leading 32-19, up by 13 at the half, and as big a lead as 14 in the second quarter, but Hobbs got it down to 3, and all of a sudden it ballooned up ahead again. Eagles with some turnovers and some errant shots, and unfortunately, that's how quickly a big turnaround for teams can have. You know, Eagles do that quite a bit at home, though, and on the road sometimes, too, with these big runs, and that's what got them back against Centennial last Tuesday.
Exactly, and I've seen this before where Trinity comes in and is able to come back strong, be able to confound the inbounds passing, or just simply the passing. Either way, they're getting in front of those passes. They're taking some chances. They're getting some rewards off of that and being able to score with being under the basket anyway. So Hobbs needs to go ahead and work as a team, get back into the backcourt if they have to, make sure that the passes don't get turned over, make sure that they can get into the front court, and make sure they've been hitting some really good shots. They need to get more rebounds definitely needed for
converted by the Lions and is 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. He's also tied for first with rebounds at 4. They definitely got to make sure they put a check on him in the second half. We expect him to come back. Like last year, he had double digits against the Eagles at Task Arena. He is their top scorer from last year, averaging 13 a game last season. Halfing him up, Jet McClaskin has 7 points. He's 2 for 2 on the line, had the other tray in the game. And again, 7 for McCaslin. Also, Keller Partain, one of their boomers underneath. He likes to go for the basketball pretty tough. He's got 7 points. He's 1 of 2 from the charity stripe, tied for first on the boards with 4. Other than that, they've got lower scoring quickly down the list. Eli Rees with 2 points off the bucket. And Mason Roberson went 1 for 2 for 1 point. Another rebounder for him who hasn't scored yet, Jake Nicholson, has 4 boards for the Lions. Actually out-rebounded the Eagles in the first half, 17-14. 3 3-pointers compared to 1 for the Eagles. The Lions outscored Hobbs 19-8 in the first quarter, but the Eagles getting 11 points in the second, but still 13 for the Lions, so 2 better in that second quarter of action. And there's been 3 turnovers for the Lions in the first half. For your Hobbs Eagles, a double-figure score so far, Abraham Pena. He's got 11 points, but his first 4 were from the free throw line. He went 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in the first quarter. He has the only tray of the game for the Hobbs Eagles. Braddock Beatty with 4 points, but he does have 2 fouls in the first half. Both of his buckets in the second quarter. Josiah Clay hit a couple of free throws, went 2 for 2 for 2 points. And Jairus Turbiatis hit a bucket for 2. Eagles' top rebounder so far, Nick Pena. He's got 3 of them. And 2 apiece for Brian Acosta, Braylon Vega, and Jairus Turbiatis. Again, the Eagles out-rebounded 14-17 in the first half. Hobbs has 5 more turnovers, 8 compared to 3 again for Lubbock Trinity. Hobbs doing pretty well on the free throw line, Ron. I've only missed 1 free throw, 6 of 7 for 85%. Majority of those were in the first quarter, though. Hobbs was getting some good chances coming down the lane, especially from Pena. Pena's one of those guys that will slash when he needs to. He likes to shoot from the outside as well, but he has a quick first step, a quick dribble, and he gets to the hole when he needs to.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they'll get back on the line again. Yeah, 6 straight shots on the charity stripe. We're hoping to see more, as well as some 3-pointers again to drop.
Well, we'll get a chance to see and hear that right now as the Eagles going to play some defense to start the third quarter. The inbound to the backcourt coming in to Jack Robinson, guarded by Pena at the timeline. Slices it down to the right elbow, a pivot for Nicholson, gets a double team with Hernandez and Pena, returns to the right wing, jab step for Robinson, stop and go, spin, leans and shoots on the right block, off the glass, no good. Ball gets kicked out of bounds by the Lions, a slip and slide, as trying to save it on his chest and stomach, sliding about 20 feet, Jake Nicholson, as it goes out of bounds back to the Eagles.
Yeah, just a little too hot to handle for that basketball, so it does go out of bounds. Good thing for Hobbs.
As we face the Eagles' backcourt, it's inbound Pena from the left baseline, gets it into right corner. Driving up the sideline is Pena against triple team coverage. He's going to throw an alley-oop backdoor to Turbiatis, but shortens the pass. It's stolen away for Lubbock by Nicholson. The Eagles' 9th turnover. Pass up ahead on the layup left side. Trying to get it to go through the hole was Brady Watson, but looks like he's fouled going up. So that will be against the Eagles. They had 10 fouls in the first half. That's number 11 now. They call the foul against. Let's see who that they did charge that to. Looks like Nick Pena's first. Free throw is up and good for Brady Watson. He's got 16 points. Perfect in the line, too, 4 for 4. And they are now 8 of 12 from the charity stripe as a team.
Hobbs needs to find that aggression balanced where they're not getting those fouls called.
Second free throw is up and good for Watson. Leads both teams with 17 points. Inbound deep right corner to Pena. Throws a helium pass to half court to Vega. Pushes it across to Turbiatis. 2-on-2. He goes to the rack with it. Won it up and lays it off the glass on the right side. Score for Turbiatis. He's got 4. 34-21, a 13-point lead. But a long ball to the other end. Easy layup missed by Nicholson. Might have heard some footsteps there. Pulled down by Turbiatis on the left block. Turbiatis with his third rebound. Out ahead to Pena on the right wing front court. 34-21. Eagles down by 13. 7 minutes left here in Lubbock in the third quarter. Pena's going to hold at the timeline, just kind of putting it between his legs, back and forth, left to right. To the right wing off the dribble. Up top to Turbiatis, fakes the handoff, rolls right to the baseline, fadeaway 15-footer, and swishes it over the top of Jack Robinson. Back-to-back buckets for Turbiatis, 6 points for him. 34-23. Going the other way with the scoop shot on the right side off the layup is Robinson, no good. Pulled down on the free throw line by Nicholson, his 5th rebound. Gets it out to the right corner to Partain. Cross court left off the pass to Robinson. Back deep to McCaslin, top of the circle, is coming out to guard him is Vega. Well outside that perimeter. Dribbles behind his back, sends it back to left side. A dangerous throw to Robinson, almost picked up by Pena. Well outside the circle once again. Screen up top, trying to be applied by Partain, doesn't use it. Kicks it off to the left wing instead to Watson. And then gets grabbed by Pena from behind. They call the foul on Nick. That's his 2nd in a row. And the 2nd team foul here in the third quarter for the Eagles.
Unfortunately, it looked like a bit of an incidental contact, but either way, is called a foul, not shooter though, so it won't take him to the line, but it is the 2nd team.
McCaslin inbounds into Watson, top of the circle, throws it down the right baseline to Robinson. Cross court left to McCaslin for 3 and swishes it through over the outstretched hand of Vega. McCaslin gets his 2nd tray of the game. He's got 10 points and the 4th three-pointer for the Lions in the ballgame. The interception on the inbound from Robinson, top of the circle, throws it down the lane, trying to reverse from left to right underneath the hoop is McCaslin. As he caught the ball, he got slammed down hard, and the foul. That was the Eagles' 10th turnover of the contest, and that'll be 2 free throws for McCaslin.
Hobbs need to find an answer to those double teams and those errant passes that are going nowhere but their opponent. They just seem to be trying to get the ball to advance, and yet instead they're just going ahead and turning it over and losing the ball in the backcourt.
2nd foul on Vega, 3rd team foul on the Eagles. 3-0 foul count as McCaslin swishes through the first free throw. He's now 3 for 3 on the line, has 11 points. Score 38-23, biggest lead of the game now. 15 in favor of the Lions. They get to try to add one more to it. 2nd shot is up, and it's a swish for McCaslin. He's got 12 points and still perfect on the line, 4 for 4. 39-23, 16-point lead. Trap pressure kind of hurt the Eagles at 2-2-1 now, full extension. They get it down to Hernandez at the left timeline. Stop and go dribble, gets through 2 defenders and picked up his pivot foot and stepped forward. They get the travel on that one. And that will be the 11th turnover for the Eagles.
Yeah, that looks like a balance problem right there. He was trying to get the pass, lost his balance instead, and did shuffle the feet.
Beatty will check in for the Eagles for Vega. The sophomore will take a breather. As Beatty checks in, the other sophomore, 6'1". Inbound to the backcourt, coming for Robinson. He'll bring it across against Pena. Gets a screen right from Reeves. Handoff on the right wing to Watson. Goes backdoor down the lane to Partain, but overthrows him out of bounds on the baseline. Turnover number 4 for the Lions. Clock stop with 5:32 left third quarter. Eagles down by 16, 39-23. The inbound deep left corner to Pena. Double team against him. Dribbles through the action. Gives it back to Beatty. Touch pass across to Pena on the right wing front court. Spot shot from the right elbow. Off the front of the rim. Gets his own rebound. Goes back to the right block and then looks for some help as he gives it up top to Beatty. Swing it to the left wing to Pena. Hippity hop. Jump stop. Free throw line. Tries to throw up a pass. And looks like they said he came back down to the floor as he left it. And they're going to say that's a travel. Passed after it. And that'll be the 12th turnover for the Eagles. Coach Reeves and Coach Ross will go back to their bench and bring aboard Jordan Caceres in for Hernandez. It's 5:14 left, ticking here in the third, 39-23. Trinity Christian here in Lubbock. Coming across the timeline with the dribble is Robinson to the right side, handoff to Watson. Down the lane with the dribble, reverse layup left side off the glass on a finger roll and scores it. He's got 19. 41-23, just split right through the lane that time. Abraham Pena gets bumped hard on the far left sideline in front of the Lions bench. Trying to get through 2 defenders that time. And he'll pick up that Lion foul. That's going to go against Jack Robinson. That's his 3rd personal, 1st team foul against the Lions here in the 3rd. Long inbound to the near side to Caceres. Bounce pass to Turbiantes on the right wing. Back deep to Pena. Almost lost it to the backcourt, but able to save it with his fingertips as he dribbles up now the near sideline. Jump stop. Gets bumped into by Caslin. Wraparound pass to Turbiantes outside the right block. He's going to spin to the baseline right. Lost it on his hip. Picks it back up. Gives it back to Pena on the right wing. Screen for Pena. Then there's a whistle on the other side, left of the arc. It looks like they're going to call the timeout to the Eagles to get some more movement on that basketball on offense. 4:33 remaining here in the third. Timeout for the Eagles. They trail Trinity Christian from Lubbock 41-23. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back here in third quarter action at Lubbock's Trinity Christian High School as they host your Hobbs Eagles. Hobbs down by 18, 41-23, their biggest deficit in this ball game. Of course, coach calls timeout there for the Eagles. Get kind of trapped here in the corner on their perimeter game, and he wanted to see some more fluid motion of the basketball and talking to the troops right now.
Exactly. Wanted to get everybody on the same page. It seemed like they were a little scatterbrained still, so hopefully those can get them back in action. Beatty will
inbound near sideline right. Having some trouble getting somebody open. Almost a 5-second count. Finally gets it into the timeline to Acosta. Pivots and gets it back behind him. That's coming up to get the ball was Pena. Screen from Acosta, right side perimeter. Crossover to his left hand. Goes through his legs. Baseline. Leads it. Shoots from the block. Off the glass and count it. Chance for a three-point play on the foul call. Looks like getting underneath his hips that time was the guard, Jet McClaslin. We'll see if they called on him. Counter for Pena regardless. He's got 13 to lead the Eagles.
Exactly, and Hobbs definitely needs to get more shot opportunities, make the most of them, and that was the best one so far.
Eli Reeves called for the foul. Free throw up for Pena off the front of the rim, no good. So he's 4 of 6 from the line. Rebound underneath on the left block by Watson, his 5th board. 41-25, a 16-point Lion lead. Into the front court on the left wing. The handoff from Robinson. Gives it off to Watson. Comes down the lane with a sidewinder layup attempt, and he gets his arm ripped from behind. Looks like Turbiantes might have grabbed on him that time. Stopped the easy layup, but that foul will be against Turbiantes, his 3rd, 14th foul against the Eagles. That will send Watson to the line. Unfortunately, that he is 5 for 5 from the charity stripe, has 19 points. First shot's up and good. He's now got 20 points. They're now 12 of 16 from the charity stripe. 75%. You've been naming that number all night long, Ron, is very good free throw shooting team in most games. Second shot's up, and it's a switch right through the net. So 21 now for Watson. Perfect free throw shooting, 7 of 7. Eagles down by 18, matching their biggest deficit. That trap pressure still going, 1-2-1-1 on the full court. Pena in the left corner, cross court right to Beatty, still in the backcourt, sends it high across the line to the left side to Acosta. Back door to big man Henderson, who missed the dunk on the right side and pulled down on the far sideline by McCaslin. Henderson getting catcalled right now. He might have got a block on the ball there as he tried to go up with 2 hands on the backside. Costa tried to give him an alley-oop there, and he came down hard on the rim that time.
Yeah, we have a lot of Hobbs fans back here not really happy about what the calls have been, especially that one. It looked like it was a little bit, but also from my angle, it looked like a clean hit on the ball. Wasn't able to get it in the hoop, unfortunately, for the Hobbs Eagles. So now it's on the other end for the stripe.
Yeah, they called Acosta for bumping to McCaslin on the far right sideline in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench, kind of bumped him out of bounds. They get the first free throw from McCaslin. He's got 13 points. He's perfect from the line, 5 for 5. So a couple of these guys really shooting the lights out. Watson and McCaslin together have combined 12 for 12 from the charity stripe. One more chance here for McCaslin. They are in the double bonus, by the way, here in the new rules this year. 5 and a quarter. Second shot's good as well. 14 for McCaslin, second leading scorer behind the 21 of Watson. Eagles get a long ball across. Acosta on a 2-on-1. Goes to the rack on the right side, high off the glass. Little sidewinder action there. Getting a part of his arm is Harrison Jones. Acosta hits on his back on the hardwood, but he'll get some free throws out of it. Jones on his first personal, 3rd team foul. And now chance for 2 for Acosta to get himself in the books in this ball game, as he'll get 2 right now.
Down 20, we need all the points we can get. including all these charity stripes.
That was his first attempt of the season and misses it off the back of the rim, but he will get one more. Again, Costa is the kind of guy who likes to set up plays. He gets posted up in the paint. Hasn't got a lot of point production this year, but he does like to set screens as well. Let's like to see him get some more things going in the hole. Hopefully this free throw right now. Second shot is up, and it's got some reverse spin and comes off the front of the rim. No good. Pulled down to the right block, but falling to the floor and moving around too much was Harrison Jones for the travel. So that will go down as a rebound, but also a turnover, number 5 for the Lions. Eagle basketball left of the rim now as we face it. Costa will take a break, and coming in for the Eagles, who gets the pass on the inbound. Clay throws up a shot from 15 on the left baseline, no good off the rim. Pulled down in the left block by McCaslin, his first rebound. Bad pass in the far sideline. Beatty almost gets a steal, and the official calls a foul. Gets Coach Ross off the bench that time. Not a happy camper on that one. Looked like the ball was loose. 2 guys battling for it. But the foul against the Eagles, that's number 6 here in the third quarter. They only need 5 for the double bonus. That one was charged to Braddock Beatty, his third. And now going to the line for the Lions, Jack Robinson, yet to get in the books yet, has not shot a free throw either. First shot's up, off the rim, and rolling around and good. It stays in for Robinson, his first point of the ball game.
Yeah, hit almost every part of that cylinder before it went in.
Biggest lead, 2 for the Lions now at 21. Second shot's up, and it's a switch for Robinson. He's got 2 points. Biggest lead now 22. 47-25. Lions over the Eagles with 3:30 left in the third. Long ball down to Turbiatis in the right wing. Pivot. Cross court left to Pena. Fakes an NBA 3. Defense is just going to hold for a second, and we've got the defender holding on to Henderson down in the left block. That's Harrison Jones. He's given up about 4 inches to the big man for the Eagles. Second on Jones. 14 foul. 1 away from the double bonus. Those 2 guys are still going at it. Got some sumo wrestling going on. Henderson putting his hands up. Not me, ref.
Right.
I think Jones's head just goes up to about the bottom of the neck of Henderson out there. And now we got a foul underneath. They're going to get him again. Harrison Jones with a shove. That will put Henderson on the line. Third on Jones. He hasn't learned his lesson yet. Nope. And the 15th foul. These guys are still botting up. The refs don't realize it's a double bonus, and they're trying to get the ball in bounds, but going to be some free throws instead. And those 2 guys are going to have some trouble as the referees are going to talk about it for just a second. Henderson on the line. This is going to be his first attempt of the season. So very important free throws for him to get the Eagles back in this one.
Definitely.
He's averaging 4 points a ball game, but he's only had his 1 game. That was last week against Centennial. Unfortunately, misses his first one there.
Yeah, just a little hot, too hot for the back. So he's going to have to cool it off a little bit, get it back in the cylinder.
Eagles 6 of 8 from the line, their first free throw since the first quarter. Second shot is up, and it's good for Henderson. Good follow through that time. He is 1 for 2. 47-26, a 21-point Lions lead with 3:20 left in the third. Hard dribble to the front court, McCaslin. Slings it back to the right wing, underhands to Robinson. Up top to Watson, back to Robinson. Quickly to McCaslin, right baseline. Dribbles underneath the hoop left side. Sends it back up top, faking the 3 on the jab is Robinson. Kicks out right to McCaslin for 3, and he swishes it home. That's his 3rd tray of the ball game, the 2nd here in the second half. 5 3-point shots converted for Lubbock Trinity. 50-26, a 24-point lead, the biggest of the game for the Lions. Long pass to half court at the scores table, left side of the half court line is sailing to the scores table. Turbiatis tried to get up for it, but it goes out. So Hobbs now with their 13th turnover. Eagles going to bring in a sub as well. Checking on for Hobbs is Braylon Vega. And it will be Lubbock Trinity basketball. The inbound of the half court, breaking pressure as Robinson comes down the lane. Scoop shot over the front of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Henderson for his first board. Shot puts it over to Josiah Clay, who dribbles across against McCaslin. Spin move, off his ankle, unloads to the near sideline to Pena, well outside the circle. Cross court left to Vega, fakes an NBA 3, finds Henderson top of the circle. He pivots, hands off behind to Pena, stop and go, hippity hop, throws it off left wing to Vega. He tries to fire up a 10-footer near the left side of the lane and gets his arm ripped from behind. Just let the ball drop. He had no chance to shove that towards the hoop to get the extra extension, but he'll get 2 free throws.
Looks like that could be against Harrison Jones, the freshman.
They call it against McCaslin instead. That's his 3rd, so Harrison Jones and McCaslin both with 3. And has the 16th foul, but 5 makes it double bonus. Vega's first free throw is up and good, and that's his first point of the ball game. Welcome back live to Lubbock. Sorry about the technical issues here with the cinder block building we're dealing with. Second shot for Vega is up and good. So Vega getting his first 2 points of the game from the free throw line, and the Eagles now down by 22 with 2:20 left in the third. Trinity with the basketball in the backcourt. Slowly driven across the timeline is Watson. Top of the circle after a screen. Give and go, but he throws it down the lane right to Nick Pena for the 6th Lion turnover. Pena in the front court, gets a double team, right baseline. Hooks it down to Henderson. He throws a hook shot off the right glass and puts it through. Beautiful touch for the big post player, 6'11", Parker Henderson. He's got 3. 50-30, a 20-point game. Coming down the lane, high arching lane for McCaslin. He goes over the head of Henderson and finger rolls over the top for 2. McCaslin now with 19 points, 52-30. Eagles down by 22. In the front court, Clay over to Turbiantes on the left wing. Back deep to Vega. Vega wants to scream, and nobody going to set one for him. He's just going to keep the dribble alive around the right circle, hands it off to Pena. Top of the arc, crossover move to the right elbow. Pivots after he uses up his dribble. Back deep to Vega, fakes an NBA 3. Lost the ball off the dribble. It's loose on the court and picked away for the Lions. Going to the other end is Watson. Tries a dunk from behind over the rim. And they're going to get the foul call. I don't know if they're going to say the shot was off or not, but the turnover for the Eagles regardless. That's their 14th of the ball game. They are going to count the basket, so attempted dunk for Watson. Gets the ball to roll over the rim regardless. Count it. And the foul against the Eagles. That's Henderson's first. Brady Watson on the line after converting a attempted dunk there. Foul by Henderson. He is 7 of 7 from the charity stripe and makes that one. It goes high in the air after hitting the back of the rim and drops through. 24 points for Brady Watson. Eagles back down by 25, their worst deficit of the game. Pass into the front court to Turbiantes on the right wing. Dribbles and hands off to Clay on the right side as well. Back deep to Payne into the time stripe. To Vega left wing, drives to the free throw line, turns and fires the jumper, gets swatted back. Knocked down off the ball there by Robertson. Picked up by Pena, gets into Turbiantes left corner, his 3 out the front of the rim, and Clay is there for the rebound for the Eagles. He's looking for some help, throws up a shot from 18, or actually 3 on the right side off the back of the rim. Long rebound for the Lions for Robinson, his 4th, sends it down to the right corner front court to Portain. Back up top to reset to Watson with the jab step. Turbiantes steps out on D. He drives the rack left side, is rejected by Turbiantes. Long rebound for Hernandez as he sends it ahead to Vega for the scoop shot. They're going to say he shuffled step first and got the travel on the play before he went to the hoop with it. That'll be the 15th Eagle turnover. So Turbiantes had a major swat at the ball at the other end against Watson. Watson arguing with the official right now about it. Lubbock Trinity basketball in the backcourt. Crossover moves now, coming across the timeline is Robinson against Pena as he unloads McCaslin right wing with 20 seconds left, third quarter. Bounce pass up type to Watson, back to McCaslin, drives the right baseline, comes to the rack with it with a scoop shot and scores off the glass. He got through 2 defenders that time as he continues to put down some points for the Lions. He's got 21, 57-30. Biggest deficit for the Eagles now, 27 here in the third. 3 seconds left in the third, driving the lane, shot at the buzzer, rolls around the rim and good for Vega. Gets in the drop right before the buzzer there. Vega will finish up the third quarter with all 4 of his points. At the end of 3, it's Lubbock Trinity 57, your Hobbs Eagles 32. We'll take a 60-second break and come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Get ready for fourth quarter action here in Lubbock as your Hobbs Eagles trail Trinity Christian 57-32. Ty Friend along with Ron Gunner. Evie Stuber back at the station. Point production so far for Lubbock Trinity leading with 24 points. Brady Watson and Jet McCaslin with 21. Those combining for 45 of the 57 points. And for your Hobbs Eagles, Abraham Pena with 13, 6 for Jairus Turbiatis, and 4 for Braylon Vega. They called a foul on the inbound as they charged that one to, looks like Jet McCaslin. They have him for 3. That's the 17th foul. Actually, it must not have been a foul because that would have been a double bonus. So I'm not sure what they called on that one.
That's the first of the
fourth quarter. I forget my new rules here. Three-pointer shot on the way for Pena off to the inbound. He drills it from the left perimeter and puts it through the hole. He's got 16 points. That's his second tray of the ball game. Only 2 trays for the Eagles in the contest. 57-35, the reverse layup at the other end for right to left through the lane. That's Robinson for his 4th point. 59-35. Half-court inbound to Turbiatis. 2-on-2. 1-2 and up on the lefty reverse and scores. Nice hippity-hop action for Turbiatis. He's got 8. The track meet's going to start now here in the 4th quarter as the Lions lead by 22. Into the front court. Hard dribble for Robinson. Pulls it back out. Crossover down the lane. Kicks out to an open left corner to Eli Reeves. Back deep to McCaslin. Swings it down the lane to Nicholson. Lost the ball in the paint and pulled away for Hernandez. That's the Lions' 7th turnover. Hernandez will unload over to Pena in the backcourt as he'll go one-on-one against Eli Reeves, who gives him a big cushion in the front court. In front of the Hobbs Eagle bench on the left sideline. Crosses through his legs. Gets a screen from Hernandez. Goes left. Fakes an NBA 3. Cross court right to Vega. To the free throw line up the dribble. The jumper on the way. In and out, no good. Crashing the boards and pulling it down on the right block. Keller Partain, his 5th board. Up ahead to McCaslin. Top of the circle front court. Uses up his dribble, throws it back deep to Robinson. 6:27 left, 4th quarter. Hobbs down by 22. Backing out to the timeline is Robinson. One hands over to McCaslin on the right wing in front of the Lions bench. Wrap around up top with the pass to Robinson. To the left elbow, continues down the lane. Windmill layup is off, high air ball. Loose in the paint and pulled down by Turbiatis. That's his 4th board. Outlet to the near side, to Beatty, slings it across, to Pena on the right wing, crossover to his left hand, he'll spot up a 3, in and out, no good. The cradle motion coming out of the rim that time. Pulled down in transition by Robinson, his 6th rebound for the Lions. Gives him McCaslin on the left wing, slows it down. Looks like he's waiting for a screen, does get one finally, top of the arc for Partain. They give it back to Partain on the give and go, and he lays it on the right side for 2. Partain now with 9 points, and it looks like Coach Sutton wants a timeout. We'll take one as well with 5:43 left here in the 4th. It's Lubbock Trinity 61, your Hobbs Eagles 37. We're back in 30 seconds live on HobbsAmerica.com on the radio, YouTube, YouTube and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page, and on the radio at Cool 95.7. .30, please. (61-37) your score here in Lubbock. Ty Fred, Ron Gunner with you. Evie Stuber back at the station. Hobbs down by 24. Their biggest deficit has been 27 here in the second half. So far in the scoring, first for Lubbock Trinity leading with 24 points. Brady Watson, Jet McCaslin with 21. So they have got a combined 45 of the 61 points so far for the Lions. Your Hobbs Eagles led by Abraham Pena, 16. A big drop off after him down to 8 for Jairus Turbiatis. Eagles after the timeout. Inbound to Abraham Pena, top of the circle in the backcourt. Tries to go through 2 defenders, and he gets swung out a few times. They get the foul call. That's going to go against Jet McCaslin. That'll be the 2nd team foul against Lubbock Trinity. That's the 4th on McCaslin. He's their 2nd leading scorer with 21. So Eagles definitely like to get him out of the game if possible. A little speedy guard out there. Going to run after you all over the place. Inbound to Pena in the backcourt. McCaslin will wait for him at the timeline with 5:35 left, 4th quarter. 61-37 Trinity. Driving hard to the left elbow. Puts up a shot. Does Pena off the back of the rim. Ripped down on the right baseline by Robinson, his 5th rebound. Sends it ahead to Watson front court. Back deep to Robinson. Down to the right corner and driving baseline. McCaslin bounce pass left corner over to Reeves. His pass to the right wing is ripped away by Turbiatis. Tries to dribble across the timeline, but he fumbles it right back to the Lions. So turnovers back and forth here. as the pass comes over to the right wing to Robinson for the Lions. Up top to McCaslin. He'll back it out to the Lions bench on the right wing. Slings it down right corner to Robinson. Spins on the baseline. Up top to Watson. Back to the right side to Robinson. To Watson, top of the circle. Turbiata steps out on defense. Keeps down with him. Kicks out right wing to Reeves. Reeves down to the right corner. Robinson drives baseline. Double clutch. And he gets fouled going up on 2 defenders. Hernandez trying to get a shot swat there. Might have bumped into him. Pena was also helping out that time. We'll see which one of those guys get whacked with the foul. That's going to be Hernandez, as that will be his 3rd personal and the 3rd team foul against the Eagles here in the 4th. That will be a shooting foul, though, as on the line will be Robinson. They are 18 of 22 from the charity stripe, 81%, as Robinson nails his 3rd. 3 for 3 for him. He's got 5 points.
Time's a huge factor. Hobbs just basically wants to try to get back into this game, prove that they can win some tight ones, and this one is going to be possibly out of reach, but still, they want to do their best they can with about 4:47 to go in this game.
And they've got longer than a week for their next games, Friday and Saturday in Las Cruces. Next week, not this week. Second free throw hits off the front of the rim, no good. But there was a whistle late on the shot. So I guess there was a lane violation. That means Robinson get another opportunity here. They're going to bring in for the Eagles the sub. That's Josiah Clay checking in for Vega. So one more for Robinson. Yeah, we don't have games till Friday and Saturday. Friday night will be, Thursday, Friday. Thursday will be the 7 o'clock game, and they have a 2 o'clock game on Friday, I guess, to get done with the holiday vacation before that gets underway. Second free throw good for Robinson. He's got 6 points. Into the front court. Eagles trail 63-37. Top of the arc, Nick Pena back out of the 2-3 zone, making a 3-2 now. Cross court left to Clay. Touch pass to Pena left corner. He's going to go turn around with the 3 and puts it through quickly. No time for the defense to react on that one. His first shot of the game to go through. That's the 3rd tray for the Eagles of the contest. 63-40, though, in favor of Trinity Christian. In the front court off the pass to the right wing to Robinson. Gets double team pressure. Flicks it back to Partey on the right side. Hands it back again to Robinson right wing in front of the Lions bench. Clock to 4:10 remaining. Eagles down by 23. Flips it over to Watson, right baseline. Double clutch coming to the rim. Foul from the right block. They're going to call from behind against the Eagles. Ball kind of flipped off the back of the iron that time, and chance for free throws now as they charge that foul to Jordan Caceres. That's his first 14 foul, and will send Watson right back where he'd like to be. He is perfect, 8 of 8 from the charity stripe. And this one bouncing all over the rim and somehow stays in the cylinder. Count it for 25 points now for Brady Watson. He's the guy we talked about, came back from last year's team, had 13 in Task Arena last year with an 11-point win.
Yeah, we were trying to jinx him, and that worked.
Glad I said Task Arena because it came off the back, and Hernandez pulls it down for the Eagles. That's Javen's 3rd rebound. Outlet to the timeline of Caceres. Hands it off to Pena in the front court. Under 4 minutes left in the game. Eagles down by 24, 64-40. Pena waiting for somebody to come help. Gives it top of the arc to Turbiatis. Fakes the handoff. Dribbles to the right elbow. He wants a shot. High one that clinks off the right rim, though. Pulled down by Watson. His 6th rebound. Outlet to the far sideline to bring it across up the dribble. Robinson. One-hand pass underneath the hoop for Jones. Scoop shot from right to left underneath the iron. No good. An air ball. And in transition off the rebound is Caceres. In the front court. A too hot to handle pass to Pena in the right corner. Hits his hand and goes high in the air. Out of bounds. So the Eagles pick up the turnover. That's number 17 of the game. Some subs action going in for the Lions is taking a seat. It'll be Eli Reeves, and coming in for him is Mason Roberson. Trinity Christian trying to break the Eagles 2-man press here as the inbound comes into Robinson. He'll be guarded by Nick Pena near the time stripe. Comes across with the dribble. Screen up top coming from Partey. Turbiatis gets around that, slides with it to the right perimeter. Crossover move down the lane, hippity-hop Robinson. Scoop pass left corner for Jones for 3, and nails it through the net. His first points of the ball game. That's the 6th third three-pointer for the Lions here at home. 67-40, matching the biggest lead at 27. In the front court, it's Clay trying to get around his defender down the right side lane, or right side perimeter. Tried to shake and bake a little bit, lost the ball momentarily, knocked out by Robinson. Eagles will get it back on the near sideline right. And they're going to get some subs in for the Eagles. Getting his first action tonight, Jaime Cano checks in for Josiah Clay. Also getting some post action now, Malachi David will get down on the right block, waiting for the inbound. And he's going to check in now with Jaime Cano with the pass to Pena, top of the circle. Stop and go dribble. Flips it out to the left corner. Cano's going to fire for 3 coming off the bench. Air ball, unfortunately, and pulled down in front of the rim by Brady Watson. That's his 7th board. in the front court. Stop and go dribble coming off a screen. He's going to dish it over to right corner, and a three on the way for Mason Roberson, in and out, no good. Put back up with a tip by Harrison Jones, can't get the drop right block, and a long rebound for Nick Pena for the Eagles. In the front court after his fourth rebound, he tries to go to the baseline with it and tries to do up a hook before he gets pushed out of bounds. They'll call the foul. Ball sailed off the side, but he'll get a chance for 2 free throws as they get that one against Watson. Only his first, though, third team foul.
Yeah, they're trying to get back into this. Like I said, even if you get some fouls, you force the issue, you try to get those shots in. Those fouls are also going to help as well. 2 at a time, just work on your free throw shots.
Pena puts up the first free throw, a swish for him. He was 1 of 2 on the season before that shot, make it 2 of 3 now, as you count 1 in the book for him. Pena now with 4 points coming off that trade just seconds ago, and some starters are starting to exit for Lubbock Trinity. Watson, who just left the game, he's going to finish with 25 points. At 9 for Partain. Second free throw is up, and it is good for Pena. He's got 5 points. 67-42. Trinity up by 25. Into the front court, McCaslin. Top of the circle after a screen. He's going to fire up a 3 and swishes it. Right through the hole for McCaslin. He's got 24 points and 4 3-pointers. That's the 7th tray for Lubbock Trinity, who leads 70-42. Their biggest lead at 8. Trying to go down the lane. They're going to call the charge. As running into his defender and getting him a flat job there. They'll call that one against Nick Pena. That's his 3rd personal, 5th team foul. Not a shooting situation. That's a 5th foul, which would be a double bonus, but that was an offensive foul. Pena will take a seat as he's subbed out. Checking in for him, seeing his first action, Alejandro Portillo on the court. Portillo, a 6'6", 168-pound junior. Into the front court, dribbling behind his back, Benjamin Bruce, who just checked in for Lubbock Trinity. Pass to the left corner, 3 on the way off the rim by Roberson. Rolls out of the baseline at the other side of the lane to the left side of the rim, out of bounds. Another sub for Coach Sutton for the Lions. Checking on, first time tonight, Colt Condren. And for the Eagles on the court, Amari McGahey. He's a 5'10" junior. Eagle basketball is coming across the timeline. Is Jordan Caceres with 1:53 remaining. Hands it off to McGahey on the left wing. Spin move down the lane. Runner shot on the way off the front of the rim. Ball loose for a second. Ripped down on the left side of the box there by Bruce. His first rebound. Into the front court on a stop and go. Goes baseline left. Kicks out left wing to Jones with the jab step. Up top to Roberson. Fires a 3 on the fadeaway. And Roberson puts it through. That's his 4th point of the game. 8 3-pointers for the Lions on their home court in Lubbock. 73-42. The biggest lead is 31 points now here in Texas. Top of the arc for the Eagles with the dribble. Jaime Cato comes right and hands it off to McGahey. Dribbles back to the timeline, flicks it back to Caceres, going from left to right. Gets a screen up top from David. Bounce pass to David on the right wing. He wants to put up a 3. A rainbow jumper clicks off the bottom of the left backboard, but pulled down in the right corner for Kano. He'll fire for 3 himself off the left rim. Be touched by the Lions on a save, but out of bounds to the Hobbs Eagle bench. On the far left sideline should be Eagles basketball. No, they're going to say Hobbs touch it last. So they're giving it to the Lions. Eagles going to match up man-to-man to the backcourt. The inbound towards the baseline, bring down by Bruce. He's going to take on Kano. Drove left and cut back to the right now in the middle of the court. Front side, top of the arc, and sends it back deep. To hold it for a couple of seconds is Colt Condren. Throws a sailing pass to the timeline, brought down by Bruce with 43 seconds. Flicks it out to the left wing to Roberson. Roberson dribbles up top, trying to wait for somebody to come help him. Right on top of him, McGahey going hip to hip with him now to the left wing. Now back out to the timeline off the dribble. This running clock, just keeping the clock running. Over to Colt Condren on the far right side, in front of the scorer's table with 25. Defense being provided by the Eagles and Alejandro Portillo. One hand pass, dangerous throw towards the timeline, pulled down by Mason Roberson left side. He'll dribble back towards the right, uses up his dribble. Flips it over to the right wing to Condren, well outside the circle with 10 seconds remaining. Ripped away by Kano from behind. Reverse layup on the right side and scores. Jaime Kano getting the books, his first bucket. That'll be the 9th turnover for the Lions. That will run out the clock here in Lubbock. Final score, 73-44, as the Hobbs Eagles will drop to 3-3 on the season, and Lubbock Trinity will improve to 13-4. We'll take a 3-minute break and come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on the radio at Cool 95.7, on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Welcome back to the Hub City here in the Lone Star State, Lubbock, Texas. Ty, friend Ron Gunner with you. Evie Stuber back at the station. Your Hobbs Eagles unfortunately losing tonight to Trinity Christian. And a big win for them, 73-44, winning by 29. And the biggest lead was 31 in the second half for Lubbock Trinity, who improves to 13-4 on the season. Eagles dropped to 3-3. Of course, Lubbock Trinity won the TAPS championship, state championship last year, 29-7 record. Perennial playoff team, and of course, lots of private schools in the state of Texas, and a chance to kind of get some talent that they would like to have. And you can see it. The last couple of seasons, they have been very stellar here. Right. Only beat the Eagles by 11 last year at Task Arena, but and Eagles try to put up a battle the best they could in this one as well. But I brought some leads down. At one point, it got down to 3, but fortunately, big balloon to 12, it seemed, before you turn your head around there. They came back and got them things going there. But Hobbs didn't have a ton of turnovers. I mean, 17, actually, that's their season average. I mean, some people don't like those numbers, but still, I mean, it wasn't like throwing the ball away on every possession. But the first half, a lot of one and done so, which was the problem. Yeah,
there was a little bit of back and forth at times. You're right about that, where we were just exchanging the balls. Those happen during games. And you're right about the fact that there was a 3-point gap in the second quarter. Hobbs was really getting into there and getting back into it. Then all of a sudden, Lubbock kind of just stepped on the gas pedal and just took off running. Before he knew it, there was a 10-point gap between the two teams, and Lubbock just never slowed down. And unfortunately, the other problem was Hobbs could not answer that trap they had. They were able to get plenty of fast break points in the backcourt or their front court, whichever one you want to call it. And either way, Lubbock was getting the most of those turnovers. Hobbs, on the other hand, did not make the most of their turnovers, unfortunately. They're also having some trouble getting some scoring off and on throughout the game. Again, they had a really good run in the second quarter, could not match that again. We were hoping that the intensity would come back in the third quarter. They'd be able to adjust a little bit, be able to come back and be able to answer that trap, but unfortunately, that did not happen.
Well, between halftime and the third quarter, Lubbock Trinity outscoring the Eagles 25-13, and into the fourth, it was 16-12. So they got the pluses on both times, both quarters for the Eagles, or for the Lions over the Eagles to finish up the second half. Let's look at the individual numbers. First of all, for the winning Lubbock Trinity Christian Lions, they have two guys in the plus 20s. Brady Watson finishing with 25 points. And can you believe this? He missed his last free throw of the ball game. Last free throw of the ball game. Unbelievable. He was shooting the lights out. He was 9 of 9 at one point, and they went 9 of 10 on the last missed free throw. So 90% from the charity stripe. He had 7 rebounds to lead the team as well, so he was pushing towards a double-double. They did sub him out there about halfway through the fourth quarter. Right. His teammate, little point guard Jet McClaslin, finished with 24 points and definitely was nailing down the trays in this game. He had 4 trays, perfect from the charity stripe at 6 for 6. Had 1 rebound, so that kid was really lighting it up. Very one of those Energizer Rabbit types all over the floor in this one, and really challenging a lot of players defensively too. So you combine McCaslin and Watson, you got 49 of the 73 points, quite a bit more than half of the total offensive production between those two. Keller Partain tried to get to double digits. He finished up with 9 points. He was 1 of 2 from the line and had 5 rebounds. And then a big drop after that, Jack Robinson, 6 points, 4 for 4 from the line, had 5 rebounds. Harrison Jones hit a tray for 3. He had 3 boards. Mason Robertson, 4 points, 1 for 2 free throw, and also a tray in the contest. Eli Reeves hit a bucket for 2, and that's about it for the scoring for the Lions. They had a total of 7 scores in the books. 29 rebounds in this game, led by Watson, 7, 6 for Nicholson, 5 apiece for Robinson and Partain. And a total of 24 for the Eagles, so they got him by 5 on the boards, did the Lions. Again, 8 3-pointers in the game for the Lions, 3 for the Eagles, and they shot a stellar 21 of 26 from the charity stripe, 80%, so one of their better shooting nights on the line this season. And the turnovers didn't even get to double digits, they only had 9 in the game. For your Hobbs Eagles, 1 in double digits, Abraham Pena. He had 16 points. First quarter, he was 4 for 5 from the line. He ended up getting the only 2 of the 3 3-point shots for the Eagles and finished up in terms of free throws overall at 4 of 6. We only had 1 attempt in the second half. After that, it was Jairus Turbiatis with 8 points on 4 buckets, had 4 rebounds as well. 5 for Nick Pena, including a tray and 2 for 2 free throw shooting, and had 4 rebounds. So he came off the bench doing a good job for the Hobbs Eagles. Braylon Vega, the sophomore, didn't get a chance for a tray to drop tonight, but he did have 2 for 2 free throw shooting for 4 points and 2 rebounds. Parker Henderson coming off the bench, the big man, 1 for 2 from the line, a bucket and 3 points total, along with the rebound. It was Nick, I already said him. Josiah Clay had a couple of free throws, 2 for 2 and 2 points, and 2 rebounds as well. Brian Acosta finished up with 2 boards but didn't score, and that's it for the Hobbs Eagles. Oh, excuse me, coming off late in the fourth, Jaime Cano get a bucket for 2 points. That's 8 scores for the Eagles in this game. I forgot to mention Braddock Beatty's 4 points on 2 buckets as well. Hobbs went 11 of 16 from the charity stripe for 68%. They did get those 3 three-pointers of the game. Had a total of 17 turnovers, and their rebounds 5 less than Lubbock, 29-24. The rebounding numbers, make that Nick Pena led with 4, tied with Jairus Turbiatas with 4. Javen Hernandez coming off the bench for 3, also 3 for Abraham Pena. So, Ron, pretty big deficit here to lose this one by 29. We mentioned in the pregame show, the Hobbs Eagles lost by 23 to Canyon at the Gene Messer tournament a little bit back. And this Lubbock Trinity team beat Canyon by 15 on December 5th. So that's a big discrepancy there, pluses and minuses. Again, that doesn't play a game tonight, but we saw this Lubbock Trinity team is worthy of their state championship last year. And they lost a guy that scored 32 points last year against the Eagles at Tasker Arena. Is playing for Western Texas this year. 6'6". Of course, he graduated. That Elliott kid, he also had 15 rebounds at Tasker. He wasn't here because of graduation, but this kid that we knew was going to step up for him, and that, of course, was Watson with 25. McCaslin, that little guard, though, he really added some spice with 24.
Yeah, well, we knew that he would be launching those three-pointers. He did. They got those 8, like you said. Well, I was hoping that Hobbs would be able to get into it as far as shooting-wise, whether it be in the paint, through in the perimeter, whatever it would have to be. But, I remember the last time that we were here and Hobbs won, one of the goals that Coach Reeves had was simply this: score 20 points a quarter and you can win the game. They got 78. They did win the game. He didn't quite get his 20 per quarter, but still, he was laughing about that. They also didn't. They only shot 8 of 18 from the free throw line, so they didn't struggle on that one. But they still overall they won the game. Unfortunately, free throws weren't a problem or a factor in this one. They were mostly going for the Lions anyway. They were hitting most of theirs. Plus, they were lighting up the threes. We were hoping that Hobbs would be able to do that as well. We're also hoping that the Lions would be struggling with their threes. That didn't happen either. So it was just a matter of all kinds of things that were going wrong for Hobbs and going right for the Lions. It just, it was a bounce wrong in that second quarter. We were almost in the game. We had 3 points. We were looking like we were going to be really strong in that second, but it finished up with the Lions going in strong and finishing up with the big run. And unfortunately, for Hobbs, they're going to have to learn from this and move on and get to the next game, which, of course, we'll be talking about in a moment.
And that will be coming up Thursday night. They will be in Las Cruces, the Hobbs Eagles, playing against Mayfield, a 1-2 squad currently. Now, Mayfield does have an away game. I guess they've been playing a tournament, it says December 14th. That's Thursday. I don't know what that's all about, Mayfield and Bloomfield.
It probably is a tournament going on. You know how Max Prep sometimes has
that's this week. They're playing this week.
Yeah.
I was thinking that was next Thursday. That's when Hobbs is playing there. But, yeah, Mayfield's playing Bloomfield at an away game. That will be a tournament going on for them. Again, they are 1-2 on the season. So far, they have played against Del Valle, 80-73 in that game. They won by 7. Lost to Albuquerque Highland, 67-49, an 18-point loss in that one. And then La Cueva got them only by 11, 65-54. So 1-2 record for the Mayfield Trojans. Again, they're playing in a tournament starting on Thursday. Bloomfield's their first matchup in that one. So that's the 7 o'clock game on Thursday. And then they have kind of a unique contest on Friday right before the Christmas break, as they will still be in Las Cruces to take on Organ Mountain. Of course, Organ Mountain's a team that has been kind of a pretty tough playoff team. Of course, they got the Eagles last year on their home court, but they are a very tough squad, and they're ready to play on Friday, but that's a 2 o'clock start, so different situation there for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be, of course, another road trip, so they're going to have to be packing up, going next week, going to Las Cruces for a doubleheader, basically one for each day. Night for the Mayfield Trojans. You're going to face them, and then the afternoon for Oregon Mountain Knights, and that's going to be both interesting just simply because you know, it's going to be a trip away. And then, of course, we have Christmas coming back, and we have the holiday tournament coming up for the Hobbs Eagles.
Yeah, so that's going to give them about a week or so, a little bit more than a week to practice for those games coming up to finish up before the break. And nice little chance for them to get their last good time to competition between some teams on the road. And in case you were wondering about Organ Mountain, of course, that team, as I mentioned right a second ago, definitely a playoff-bound type of team year after year down in Las Cruces. They like to contest you up and down the court. They had some Division I prospects for a while. And, you know, just kind of looking at what they have to offer for the Hobbs Eagles on that following game next week on Friday afternoon. Actually, that game's a 2:30 start. Currently just 1-1 on the season as the Organ Mountain squad, and so they don't have a lot of games under their belt at this point in time. In terms of games, they beat Roswell 62-58 and lost to Volcano Vista, who's ranked second in the state right now, by 20, 63-43. And kind of interesting, though, too, Hobbs dropped out of the Max Preps poll. They're now down at number 12. They've got Roswell at 10 and Clovis at number 6. Volcano Vista at 2, as I just mentioned. So I don't know. It's kind of early season still, but I think the Hobbs Eagles like to move themselves back up into that top 10 as they're normally used to.
I think, though, what they'd really like to do is concentrate on their offense, defense, be able to get back into the all-around game that they had 2 good games so far this season. They want a whole lot more. They're going to learn from this. They're going to try to see if they can work back together as a team. They had some really good in this one, but overall they were still struggling to get past that fast break of the. They just need some work, and they're going to have a lot of time to do so.
Yep, over a week. It's Tuesday. The next game's not till next Thursday in Las Cruces. We'll have the game at 6:45 for the pregame. Tip-off at 7 as they take on the Mayfield Trojans. Final score again tonight here in Lubbock, Texas, 73-44 as Trinity Christian gets the 29-point win over the Eagles, as Hobbs will drop to 3-3 and Trinity up to 13-4. Before we take off, we'd like to thank our sponsors of Hobbs Eagle Basketball on the radio and the internet.
We'd like to thank the following: Lasco Construction, Forest Tire, TDS, Hobbs Express, Thriftway, Lee County State Bank, Elite Home Healthcare, along with NMR Pipeline and First American Bank of Hobbs. Thank you all so very, very much.
Thanks, Stevie. Back at the station for Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend. We'll see you next Thursday in Las Cruces. Have a great rest of a week out there. Thanks a lot, Evie.